morning, everyone, and welcome to the Charity First Handicapping Challenge. Great to be here on a Saturday afternoon, and we got a couple of great guests. One of them, not my guest. I love my guest, but I'm really looking forward to talking to Jeff Mullins. And man, I've seen this young man growing up in this business. A fine young man. I love his father. Always have. One of the finest trainers we have here on the grounds. And looking forward to the show, Chappie.
Yeah, you're looking forward to seeing my guest, and then unfortunately, I've already seen way too much of your guest because we did our radio show from live from Angel Stadium this morning already from 8 to 9. So
I've never met this man in my life.
And Seminar Skip, by the way, is on assignment. So we had Iggy Puglisi joining us this morning. But I've already been in the same room with Hal for an hour already, George. So tough morning for me.
All right, tough morning, but a great couple of weeks coming up. Here at Santa Anita on February 10th, we're going to have the Eclipse Awards. Can't wait for that. You can still get tickets at ntra.com. And it's usually a wonderful evening full of entertainment, laughter, and just some great awards given out. I'm looking forward to Jessica Pfeiffer. I'm hoping she wins Apprentice of the Year. Got my fingers crossed. She's such a wonderful person, excellent jockey. Also on the 29th, of course, we've got the Pegasus World Challenge that I'm looking forward to seeing Knicks go and Life is Good going at it, and a big tournament here at Santa Anita to celebrate that. And then Sunday, Chappie, you could certainly talk about Sunday. We got an exciting pick'em game and more.
Yeah, tomorrow we've got the, with the Rams game going on, we want people to come out, watch the ponies, watch the game. So we've got the Pick'em contest. Go to pick'em.santanita.com. Normally it's free to enter, first of all, but normally it's $500 for the daily winner. Tomorrow we've bumped it up to $1,000, and there are beer specials at Sorona's all day long. So come on out. You can go online. You can get your tickets for Sorona's, I believe, at half price if you go online today. And also beer specials all day. The game will be on. You can join the Pick'em contest and bet on the ponies. What else can you ask for, Georgie?
Oh, that's great. Even a free bingo game, I think we're throwing in,
yes,
right?
That's right. Yeah, you're correct.
It's just fantastic. Yeah. So speaking of fantastic, nobody's got more fantastic hair than Hal Dolan. Grandstand Hal's hair. That's all his energy. He's like Samson. It comes in through that giant bush that he's got on top there. The internet connection, picking winners, everything revolves around that hair. And Hal, you're in your man cave. How you feeling today?
That is not the man cave.
Yeah, is that the man cave?
No, I'm not in man cave because they're doing some workouts because my man cave's out in the yard. They're doing some work. It would be a little noisy. So I'm not in the man cave, but I wish I was. But no, it's good to see you too, George. See you healthy, and like I said earlier, congratulations on doing that play with your daughter. That's fantastic.
All right, Chappie, talk to me about your guest. I'm really psyched to have him on the show.
Well, first of all, Hal is 6'2", but he's 6'5" with the hair. So I'm glad he at least fit in the screen there. But it looks good today. He's all business in the front, party in the back as usual, so he's ready for the show. But my guest, Jeffrey Mullins Jr., the foreman at the Mullins barn. Jeffrey, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. And you guys had a big weekend last weekend. It was what'd you have? 3-4 winners last weekend?
4 wins. Had 5 initially and had 1 got taken down, but that's horse racing. But nonetheless, it was a great week. We're real thankful.
Yeah, well, Jeff, I hope you're not as hot as your father is. So I'll have a shot at this, okay?
Oh, no.
I do have one question, and this is the honest God truth, and I think I know the answer, but Hal would shock you. Who gets up earlier in the morning? Jeffrey, what time do you get up to get into the barns in the morning?
I'm usually up between 2:45 and 3 a.m.
What?
Oh, okay. So you
beat me. I'm about 4:35 myself. My life.
No, it's early mornings and long days with the horses, but there's nothing like the thrill of winning a race, coming out, and having friends like Chappie and Giorgio, and it's been a real great experience coming up around the racetrack. Met a lot of people and had a lot of good times, made a lot of good memories. So still more to come.
Quick question for you. When you got into this when you were younger, was it your dad drug you out here and you were like, oh my God, I've got to get up and help my dad again? And then eventually you kind of fell in love with it? Or did you like it from the very start and this is what I want to do? This is my path later in life?
Well, it took me a while to get into it. I'd say when I was about 12 or 13 was when I started coming out a little more frequently on spring break and on the weekends and stuff. And I think just like anybody else, it's kind of like a drug that gets into your system. Once it's in there, it's hard to kick. It really is an exciting sport, and it's a beautiful sport when you get to see the ins and outs and experience the thrills of putting the work in and winning races and having the success that comes along with it. So it's pretty great.
Nice.
So,
Nice
Jeff,
to meet you, Jeff.
Jeffrey,
Nice to meet you, Hal.
I was a jockey agent for 7 years, and one of the nicest people to me in the back there was Jeff, your dad. He was so wonderful, just a wonderful man. I grew to love him, and because of that love I had for him, it was especially hard for me, ridiculously hard for me, the pain of I Want Revenge.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Oh my gosh. Was
You had to do it.
absolutely heartbroken when
Yeah.
when he had to announce that. I was like outside of a body experience. I was so disappointed, so sad, because the highs of, man, that horse was the favorite in the Kentucky Derby. And then to come down like that, and you guys took it so professionally. You took it so well, at least on camera, man. But what was that like, man?
Being there, I was 9 years old, or 10, I should say, 10 turning 11 at the time. And, just being there, experiencing it all, going to the draw, coming in with the favorite, the day before, watching Rachel Alexandra win the Oaks by 20, thinking, that could be us tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then the morning of the race, getting the news, it was pretty tough, but it's just one of those things that you got to do best by the horse and go with the punches as they come to you, and hopefully your time will come again.
I think you guys won the Wood Memorial, right? You went through the Wood.
Yeah.
Right. I can remember, George, these are one of these things. So when we're here, a lot of the times George and I will take newcomers down to the paddock and tell stories or whatever. And it never fails if I see David Landsman here and I have a group of newcomers, I'll say, this guy here had the favorite in the Derby and had to scratch the morning of. Can you imagine? And he always looks at me like, I'd love to stab you right now, Chappie, for bringing that up again. It's not a great story, but it's just, how many times do you ever have a horse in that position and have to go through something like that? People love to hear that, and I don't mean that in a odd or sadistic way, but
I think a year or two before, did you have Buzzards Bay?
Buzzards Bay was 2005 that we won the Santa Anita Derby, so it was a few more years before we went back to Churchill.
Right. Yeah, you had the Golden Gate. You won at Golden Gate. Won the Santa Anita Derby. So you were starting to get into roles with those 3-year-olds doing well. And again,
by the way, Al won the 2005 Miller Lite beer chugging contest, and was disqualified. So
that is good. Jeff, we call him Bandstand Hal because apparently he was on American Bandstand as one of the dancers back in 1939 or whatever, 1950 something.
Yeah, you probably don't even remember it, Jeff, do you?
No, that was before my time, but
I wish I was getting paid now because of the new child laws. Because all he gave us, we did 3 shows on a Saturday, and we had to bring our own clothes and everything. He gave us a box, a 2-piece box of chicken from Kentucky Fried, Colonel, and that was it. That was our pay. It was his luxury to have us there. It was, we were lucky to be there. So. Yeah.
All right. Looking forward to both of you doing well on the show. And Jeff, I'm looking forward for you to have just continued great success. I'm so happy that you guys are winning, and I want you to continue winning and wishing you the best of luck in everything you do.
Except for today's
tournament. Today's tournament, Hal. Let's take them down. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
I knew that was coming.
Let's do it.
All right. You got $100 to win, Hal. Where are you going and why?
Well, I gave this out to Mindy, and I can do that, right, Jeff?
Yeah, it would be Minty, but Mindy is
Minty,
close
yeah,
enough.
sorry.
We've only had her on the show for 3 years, Hal.
Okay, I'm going in the first race, number 3, 100 to win on Cali Bay with Umberto Rispoli. He started off a little slow at this meet. It's kind of surprising to me, but I think he's going to start getting rolling. And the horse has been second so many times. I just think he's going to show his class today over these group of horses and going to win 100 to win, number 3 in the first race at Santa Anita.
All right, number 3, Cali Bay, Rispoli aboard for the Sultan of Saad, as I call him, Phil D'Amato, and a horse that's been she's knocking on the door 2 seconds in a row. Hopefully that door will open wide open today so that we could start it off, so that Jeff is going to have to be playing catch-up.
Yeah.
Hope you could catch up from behind, because we're going to take the lead, Chappie.
By the way, I don't want to give kudos to Hal, but I was watching some of the workouts on XBTV, and in the January 3rd work, Legs Galore worked. Cali Bay worked heads up with Legs Galore, and who won the Sunshine Philly and Mayor Turf Sprint last weekend. So I think that I don't want Hal to win, but that does bode well. I think this horse is doing very well. So Jeffrey, forget about Hal. That's chalk anyways. Where are you going with your $100 win? That's why.
Well, I'm going with a slightly bigger price. I'm going to go in the 4th race. I'm actually going to take a shot on my dad's horse. Last 2 races didn't look too great, but she's slowly improving. She's got the highest last out buyer figure. Blinkers on today. I have to think that the one Ice Cold Gold's going to send along the rail. I think we got a favorable post position in that case. I think she can get out. I think the game plan today is going to be pressing or on the pace or pressing it anyway. I think we got a good position to be in the garden spot and be in a perfect pouncing position, turning for home. So she's certainly trained a lot better in the last few weeks, showing a lot more interest, and she definitely trains like she'd appreciate the dirt a lot more than the turf. So I think I'm going to go with the 5 in the 4th race, KP Krypton.
I like it, Georgie. 4th choice in a small field there, and turf to dirt, blinkers on, first time Lasix, straight from the horse's mouth. It's from the Mullins barn. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
All right, KP Krypton, we certainly wish you the best of luck with him, and love the devotion over the years, and the to Tyler Bays. That partnership has certainly been a good one for you guys, and I love to see the loyalty both back and forth between you, your barn, and Tyler Bays. It's been a combination that has worked successfully, and I love to see it, because Tyler Bays just another wonderful jockey, great person, one of my better friends in the jockey colony. So I love to see that relationship continue to blossom.
Yeah, no, I do too. Tyler, he's like an older brother to me. I've known him since I was just a baby, so it's good to 23 years later still be having success, still be getting in the winner's circle with him.
Really nice, really nice. All right, let's get some kryptonite on Jeff's butt over there, and take him down, Bandstand Hal. Let's get that Superman going. We got an exacta to work with. Where do you go in and why?
Okay, well, I'm going to go with exacta in the 9th race at Santa Anita. And I got in that race, I got the favorite, and I guess I got the 3rd favorite. I got 8, $6, $50 exacta box. The lookout point, Steve Knapp. I was getting ready to do my double. That's why I caught me off guard on that exacta. But lookout point stays at the level, and it's going a mile. Went a mile last time out at $50,000, and was kind of, it got bumped at the start. It rallied a little bit. I'm going to give him another chance to come over and get it done today with number 8, Egomania, with a straight maiden dropper, Simon Callahan, $200,000 horse at one time, willing to drop it $45,000, and Candy Ride loves to turf, and it's where I think he should have appeared in the first place. But I'm going to go $50 exacta box, 6-8.
6-8 in the get out race for Bandstand Hal, including Lookout Point, who just ran last week. Just a quick turnaround, almost beat Wellsworth, who is certainly well regarded in that race. Took them wire to wire. So Lookout Point certainly interesting with Curatolo. He's looked okay. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of him, but he's looked all right as a jockey. And of course, Rispoli on Egomania, and so those two look good. What do you, Jeff? What are your thoughts on a runner coming back real quick like that in 1 week? Is that a positive sign? Is that a negative sign? How do you view that?
Jeff or Chappie? Oh, okay.
No, Jeff Mullins. I'm sorry.
I mean, I think it really just depends on the horse. If their energy's good, they haven't done a lot in between races. Sometimes it works out good. Others, not the best. So it's, for me as a horse player, it's always kind of been a roll of the dice. You're just kind of guessing on how the horse is doing. So I'd probably like to get a good look at him in the paddock first, see how he's warming up, see his energy before I would, but that's just me.
It also seems, Georgie, that certain barns, other than seem to do that more often. There's a few select barns, including the Nat barn, that will wheel them back. Barry Abrams used to do that quite a bit.
Yeah, big time.
Bengal Bay. Bay won a stake race back in 5 days.
Right,
Remember
right.
that?
So some of those guys just that's kind of their thing. And our man Brian Carney, when he runs one, they run every 4 or 5 days. So, anyways, exacta time for you, Jeffrey. Where are we heading and why?
I'm going to go in the first race, and I think I'm going to go ice cold, as Dave Weaver would say. I'm going with Hal's pick, the 3, Callie Bay. 2 really good seconds in her last 2 races. And like you guys said, 3 works back. She actually worked with Legs Galore, who certainly showed her stuff last week on Cal Cup Day. But I think she's just doing good. She looks fit. She looks ready to roll. She should appreciate the 6 furlongs. And going second, I'm actually going to use the 5 out of the Leonard Powell barn, Air Force Red. Horse has been working good. It's a 4-year-old first-time starter. Actually, back on November 15th, worked in company heads up with Neige Blanche. So has some pretty snappy work. So obviously, I think there's a little ability there. Being by Air Force Blue out of a mizzen masked mare, should love the turf sprint. Leonard Powell's a pretty crafty horseman. I always respect it. He's got Flavian Pratt in the irons. He's got a massive ROI on turf, and especially in turf sprints. So I think I'll go with Callie Bay to get the win and look for Air Force Red to have a nice debut, pick up the pieces, run second.
Yeah, we both could win that race. I just hope you don't hit your exacta.
Yeah.
We'd be tied. We'd be tied. Don't win. Oh, no, you're going to exacta. That's right.
I don't want to tip my hand too much, but I'm doing the Quigley seminar after this, and you have to pick first and second. And I actually picked both of your Callie Bay on top. And in second, I flipped back and forth between Air Force Red and the 7 Houndstooth. Because I agree with you. I end up using the 7, but Air Force Red working well. And it's always interesting to see when a guy like Pratt shows up for Leonard Powell's not really a smaller barn, but a little, not somebody he rides for all the time, not somebody who's known to win first time out, right? So you
notice they have that French connection there.
They do have that French connection.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah. But it's still not friendship, it's still business. So this horse clearly has some talent that Pratt shows up there. So I like your play.
All right, Jeff goes with a gelding and a ridgeling. All right, so let's cut them down to size here, Bandstand Hal, and come with that daily double.
Okay, now I was concerned about this 7th race. I'm starting the daily double in the 7th race. I have picked for my pick 4 is 1, 3, 4, 8. But since we were on the show, everybody.
Let me just say something real quick before you go. I listened to the show. Every handicapper picked a different horse in that race. You guys are good.
I know.
It was like there's 6 horses. You guys picked 5 of them. A very tough race. Go ahead,
Hit the
Hal.
Right. And then, like Chappie said, well, that means the 3's going to win. Well, that was my top pick to begin with. So I'm going to go in that race, the 3-4 $50 double, 3-4 to the 8 in the 8th race. Bob Baffert, John Velasquez. I guess that's his number 1 guy right now.
Yeah.
So, and I have a double mark on him. So, but I think, the 3's dropping a little bit in class, and he's got the highest speed buyers. I know you guys don't go speed buyers, but I do. And then Kent DeSormo's coming off a 2 race win streak, and he has limited mounts lately. I don't know what that reason is, but he's still number 1 for Vladimir Serin. So I'm going to go $50 exacta. Double 3-4 to the 8 in the 8th race.
All right, race 7 and 8 for the daily double for Hal. Commander, one of many who could win that race, and Barraza, and keying the $2.6 million purchase in the 8th race of Bletchley Park. You get a lot of $2.6 million auction items, Jeffrey, in your barn, right?
No, not exactly.
How about the Green Monkey? 16 million, didn't do anything.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. 2.6 million.
Yeah, I know.
Could be another Baffert monster. Who knows? We shall see. So, all right, double time for you, Jeffrey. Where we're heading and why?
I'm also in the 7th race to start it, going into the 8th. And believe it or not, I got the same 2 horses in the first leg. Commander, really consistent for the most part. Does get a lot of class relief in the sense that he's avoiding chewing gum and beer can. Man, he's got Pratt up, and Ruben Alvarado's really stepped up well in his new role as trainer. He's winning at a really good percentage, so I couldn't leave him off. And then obviously I have to go with Barraza. I think he's the now horse right now. Speed figure wise has to step it up a little bit, but his last race really impressed me. I mean, he really came home fast. DeSormo goes with him over Chaos Theory. I just think that those 2 are going to be the ones to beat in that race. And coming into the 8, I am using Baffert, but I'm not using the 8.
Oh.
I went with Sense of Dominance with Pratt up. Ran a little green last time, but the horse outside of him did come in on him just a tiny little bit. I could understand why first time out he duck out a little bit, but ran a little bit green, but gets Pratt this time. Actually, they worked last week out of the gate. Sense of Dominance was on the inside and actually seemed to get a little bit the best out of Bletchley Park. So not to say that I don't think Bletchley Park's going to be a good horse. I think Sense of Dominance is going to have a little more speed. And down the line, I think Bletchley Park's going to want to route. And on top of it, I just don't really have much luck betting the multi-million-dollar auction purchases that Baffert sends out first time out. So I'm going to go with Pratt on the rail with Baffert. And hopefully.
Yeah, I think you guys land on the right 2 in the 7th. And like Jeffrey mentioned for a second, if you watch that replay of Barraza the last time, the horse had all kinds of trouble. It just exploded late, and then literally was exploded for 20 feet, and then was geared down to win by a nose. Even though it won by a nose, that was the most confident nose win I've ever seen in my life. And I think that horse is on his way up. 8th race is a puzzler with some of those horses. But
Jeff, in race 4, you guys train 1 of the 6 entrants, right?
Yes.
In race 8, Bob Baffert trains 9 of the 8 entrants. Is it something like that, right? I'm not sure how many entrants he trains.
It definitely seems like it.
It seems like it, right? I mean, it's like, holy cow, every horse in that race is trained by Bob Baffert.
Yeah.
All right, Georgie, it's tiebreaker time, right?
You go first, Jeff, because whoever spins the wheel wins. I've noticed this.
This is the Wheel of Doom. Hold on, Jeff. We got to make it official.
All right.
Whoever gets the Wheel of Doom gets to go first. It's race 5?
Race 5.
Yes.
Winner. Bandstand Hell, you get your first pick.
All right. Well, George, you mentioned this before the show, and I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with Red Penny Raid, as you said. I'd like to see him do the same thing. Go maybe shorten up, go wire to wire with Ricardo Gonzalez. He's known to get him out there on the lead. I'm going to go with the 1 to break the tie with Jeff.
Okay, so George, I don't think there's any way we're going to need this tiebreaker, but just in case, if it comes down to this, then Jeffrey, who's your pick in the tiebreaker?
I'm probably going to have to go with the 3, Plum Sexy. I think, if anything, the 2 might go out and try and soften up Red Panty Night. Pratt's in the irons for Ruben Alvarado. I'd probably have to go with the most likely option to sit off the pace and get up for the win.
All right.
Okay.
So there you have it, Georgie.
All right. That sounds like a plan.
It was nice meeting you, Jeff.
It was nice meeting you, Hal.
Bandstand Hal, thanks for being on the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
My goodness, it is a pleasure to have you on the show, Jeff, and just a continued success for you, your family, the whole barn. Look at those rings. Oh, my gosh.
We call him Hal Liberace.
Ain't got nothing on you, man. Liberace ain't got nothing on you, man. Holy
By the way, Hal, did you notice George's, the way he said it? He was like, Jeffrey, it has been such a pleasure, an honor to have you on. This is amazing. It's been wonderful. Hal, thanks for coming. And anyways, guys.
That's what I'm used to it. maybe I can call that lunch truck up and see if I can get it back on their grand opening.
All right. Thank you, guys. Hey, don't miss TQ seminar. Chappie is going to be the guest today. Can't wait to hear his insight. I know he looks at all the workouts on xbtv.com, which is absolutely free. Gets a lot of insight there, watches a lot of replays. So it's going to be very informative. Don't miss that half-hour show with TQ.
Where do you do that, in the paddock?
Yeah, in the paddock. Yeah, they're in the set over there.
I just want to know where I can boo you at.
Yeah, stay away, please. I'm going to throw things in your hair.
All right. What are you guys?
What's that?
No, one of you two will be back in February for round 2.
And
so we'll see one of you two there. And thank you guys for being on the show. Any last words, Chappie?
No, appreciate it, Bandstander. Good job, and Jeffrey, good luck this weekend, and keep the hot streak going with the barn, buddy.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys having me on.
You got it. All right, thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.